It's Jeffrey with a G. That's Geoffrey.
Yeah, Jeffrey, and your surname, please?
Heathcote, Heathcote.
Okay. So, Jeffrey, I just need to check your spelling phonetically. So your first name is Golf Echo Oscar Foxtrot Romeo Echo Yankee?
That's Foxtrot, REY.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. And the surname is Hotel Echo Alpha Tango Hotel?
Yep. Yeah, did you want to finish off the COTA? Finish off the COTA? That's correct, yeah. I did say Heathcote. Yeah, it's, can you see the number on your dashboard?
Oh, let's just try and find it. So, yes, so 07827 361 086.
That's correct.
Thank you. And then, yeah, Captain Fast to confirm, Jeffrey, the issue that you're reading about, does it have any connection to Scotland?
It doesn't, no.
Okay. And have you ever contacted Action 4 before?
I have, yes.
On our website?
I have, yes. They have got some cases currently running that go back quite a long time. So they know there's an ongoing issue with my identity constantly being breached. So when I last spoke to the organisation a couple of weeks ago, what they've done is they've decided that rather than hackers and intruders keep getting in and committing cybercrime, in other words, what they're doing is they're going into the Action Fraud account, changing the personal details. So every time I go to make an update or so forward, what's happening is it's just rendering the information and my case is useless because I have to keep changing the email address. So they've shut all that off and down, and they've agreed that communication wise, and if there's to be further complaints, that they write to me. In other words, i.e. I explain what's happening over the phone and they write to me rather than it constantly being breached.
I see, right. So is this about a report that's ongoing at the moment?
Many reports.
Oh, many reports. Okay, so if I could just take your postcode.
Yeah, it's B17 9 Echo Yankee.
Thank you. Yeah, and then if I could take the day and month of your birth date.
25th of August 1976. And the profile should come up by that.
Yeah, and then if I could take, so it's 25th of August, and then the memorable word that you would have selected. So if I could take the second letter.
Yeah, what they said is, are you on about the memorable word or the second letter? Yeah, because I think I might have rechanged that due to it constantly breaching. It should be I.
I for India.
That's correct.
And then the fourth letter.
Should be T for Tango.
Yep, just getting into your account. Okay, so the last report was made back in 2022?
That's correct. So the is it the NFC that the complaint is that I mean there's outstanding issues due to constant cyber breach, but what we've got here now is that there's a kind of an even more serious issue in regards to my identity getting breached online again, and it's West Midlands Police have advised me today to obviously contact yourselves and update the scenario and the situation in regards to a personal a subject access request still not being fulfilled by West Midlands Police. Now that's not an Action Forward issue, but what they've done is they've said to contact Action Forward to explain and say that it's I've still not received that subject access request. You see, so they've asked me to inform you that I still haven't received. So obviously they, from a suspicious point of view, they are basically getting me to inform you that the problem is still ongoing, and I've got 2 more issues in regards to West Midlands Railway not fulfilling a subject access request down to technical reasons. So the ICO have been informed. They said that's just obviously ridiculous and that there is no formal reasoning or excuse for that. But it's not just that. There's another issue. I've come to apply for a business loan today online, and it's come back with a mishandled error exception. This is off the government website, saying that my details have been duplicated. So basically what that means is somebody's using my email, somebody's using my phone number, and somebody's using my national insurance details without my consent, because it's preventing me from taking out a business loan. So you've got 3 issues there. 2 of them the ICO are going to be dealing with now, because both organisations haven't fulfilled the access request within the allotted time period. And you've got this 3rd issue now with the government UK. And I've informed their privacy team today, and I was halfway through the conversation and the phone was put down on me in regards to a complaint as to why that mishandled exception is coming up and why those details are actually being duplicated, and they put the phone down on me. Whether they didn't put, no, what they did is they didn't put the phone down on me for some unknown strange reason. It took a sudden turn to the survey part of the call, so I wasn't even began through the process of explaining what that screenshot says in regards to what is preventing me from taking out a loan. So obviously West Midlands Police have informed me that your organisation needs to know about that now, because obviously the problems are still continuing.
Oh, so the police are still involved in investigating this matter?
Well, they've told me to contact you because there's constantly. I mean, there's been a few reports where West Midlands have got back to me by email, and they've said that that's cybercrime, obviously, what to do, how to do it, and so on and so on. But they keep obviously pointing me back to your organisation, which, for some unknown reason, is not getting to the bottom of these issues. That's constantly heisting on whoever the intruder is and why ever they're doing it, and what gives them the right is basically nothing more than personal crime. It's a crime wave as such. It's an agenda, while trying to attempt to lock me out of my own details, my own identity. But the problem you've got here is that my national insurance is being used. Because in order to make the application for the business loan, the national insurance details need to be inputted, and obviously I'm in receipt of universal credit payments. So obviously that in itself proves that that my details that have been abused and used online, you could say more or less in secret.
When did this incident happen, sir?
Which part? Which one? The mishandled exception. The mishandled exception. I had some breakfast this morning, come up, turned my laptop on, went to apply for a business loan because I've been working on a business idea for a few weeks. Went to engage, and basically it said that the details are duplicated and the mishandled exception error is coming up. So basically it wouldn't let me proceed because the details are already on the system. And if I haven't done that and never given consent for that, then whoever's doing that is sincerely and seriously breaching my identity, and it's preventing me from taking out a loan from the government.
Sorry, it broke off there, the line, sorry. So someone's using your details at the moment and to be duplicated, you're saying?
That's correct. And
Is this in regard to some application, or?
as I just said, the business loan.
Sorry?
As I just said, it's to do with the application for the business loan.
For a global business loan, alright. Somebody's
Well, somebody's already got my details and is already on the British government system. That's why it's coming up as I go to do that. It's coming up mishandled exception, duplicated details, which means somebody else is using my details before I've. In other words, somebody's taken out a loan in my name and using my details. The what? Sorry. It's Fritz via the gov.uk website.
So sorry about line, sorry. Who did you say?
It's via the gov.uk website.
Oh, via the gov.uk website. And you were saying that there was something about this, what the police have told you to report to ourselves about. What was that?
They've told me to inform Action Fraud.
All right, about this, the loan that's been taken out via the UK government website. And has there been any other incidents that you'd like me to update the report on?
Well, like I say, the police themselves, as well as obviously the ICO, have asked me to inform you in regards to an update of these issues that have been happening for some time, of which you are in receipt of as an organisation. So you've got a full intelligence picture and a background that my identity is constantly being breached. What we've got now this morning are 3 incidents where the Information Commissioner's Office, as well as West Midlands Police, have told me to inform you that this problem is still happening. But they've also told me to inform you that mishandled error exception of duplicative details has come up on my laptop, which means has come via my Vodafone provider, which means basically somebody's taken out a loan and is using my details before I even engaged with them in order to take out a loan.
When did that happen?
This morning.
You found out about it this morning.
Would you like the exact time that application was put in or attempted to be put in?
No, but wouldn't need that to go to investigate that. So basically, you discovered this morning. So when was the loan application made? So do you have the date?
Okay, so the loan application didn't actually go through, but the starting of the process did start to happen, and at 7:26 a.m. this morning, as I went to put in my personal details, it's the personal details that come up as duplicated. So the government website has come up as the personal details have already been detected. So there's going to be an exception in regards to a mishandled exception, which means they've already got my details, and if I don't punch those details in, then an intruder has already got to the government website before me and is using my details before I did it. You see?
Oh, okay, so it's already got your details in the government website.
That's correct.
Okay. Yep, just putting that down.
So that was at 7:26 this morning that obviously I went to punch in the private details, the personal details, and that is into the startuploans.co.uk, and that's via the gov.uk website. So when I told them about it about half an hour ago, halfway through the call, it just got diverted to a survey. So she was full of apologies. So that between me, you, and the post, she obviously knows what has happened, and decided to basically, for whatever strange reason, just divert me off into the survey part of the call rather than listening to the exact details and what has transpired.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry about that. Not that it's happened. But yeah, so they're coming through, basically, so they've got access to your government, UK Gov account, to say.
No. What's happened is I've emailed the gov.uk privacy team. The gov.uk privacy team have emailed me straight back. They've given me the number for what they say is the Government One login site. So as I rang that number, it is those people who've literally, as I was explaining, that there's been a breach in regards to the government website. That they basically just diverted me off into a survey part of the call rather than actually listen to the interception.
Oh, okay. There's been a breach when you've been contacting the government website. Yeah, anything else you want to answer?
No, I need it resolved. I need it resolved now because what it's doing is Action Fraud can't put that situation off or delay this scenario anymore. Because if they're going to delay not getting to the bottom of who's doing this, then obviously I've got to take legal action against Action Fraud for failure to investigate. You see, which I don't want to do. I'd rather resolve this situation and allow me to proceed from a normality point of view in everyday life, so I can sort these issues out.
So sorry, I wasn't aware that you wanted. Well, basically, we take reports and add to the reports, and then we send the details onto the police. We don't do any investigation, I'm afraid. Sorry, I thought you were aware of that. We will take like an update now on your report, as the police told you, and we will send it on to the NFIB, that's the National Fraud Intelligence Bureau, the City of London Police, and then they will contact you back within 28 days about the update.
And that they have not done.
I mean, on your previous report, have they not? Yeah, have they been in contact with you about that? And, because this update now, we will send it on to the police, the NFIB, and then in regards to this update, they will get back to you within 28 days.
Well, obviously that's good because that's normal everyday procedure. So let's see if they do that. So obviously, as you say, they'll hand it on to the bureau, and then the bureau will decide, the City of London, whether it gets actioned, and it goes back to West Midlands Police, and West Midlands Police obviously take the right action, which they have done in the past in regards to cyber fraud of hacking of my social media and so on. They've emailed me, but they've never actually spoke to me over the phone in regards to certain things. So this incident, in regards to applying for this government loan, is just a trail of mishandled exceptions. It's a trail of individuals or an intruder, for whatever reason, from whatever distance, for whatever purpose, is using my details. So when you pass on to the bureau now, they'll pass it on to West Midlands, and then we'll see whether West Midlands take action against the alleged offender.
Yeah, and do you have any information about this offender at all, sir?
Just between me and you on this phone call, obviously West Midlands Police haven't to this day shared the information in regards to who's doing this. One can only assume that if they are doing that.
Request for information, they never complied with that, so you said.
Yeah, no, you are right about it. They've not replied in regards to a data subject access request, which was made back in November. They still haven't complied with the CCTV footage, because basically what that does is prove where I was at a certain time and not at another place. So obviously when you release your report, that'll go to the police and they'll decide whether they want to start taking this seriously, because obviously my details have been breached and it's preventing me from accessing my right to get a loan with the British government to start a business, in the United Kingdom.
Yeah.
So so you see now how it's an ongoing problem.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Just put down the notes. So you did this in November and you haven't heard back about it as yet?
That's correct. I informed them this morning again that that's still not been received, and they said that somebody will be in touch, but unfortunately it's past the allocation period in regards to legal and lawful response, as the Information Commissioner Office responded and said to me today, well, they've gone beyond the breach, so they're susceptible to prosecution now because they've allowed that to go past the allotted period.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
correct.
Because of this incident that's happened on top of everything else that you said.
Yeah, and I think you'll find is that the reports that you got from 2022 when I lived at 499 Lode Lane in Solihull, those same issues have 3 years on are still happening, but just in different locations. They're not as happening as frequent as they was, but as I've proved this morning, it's still happening because the duplicate has been detected on the government system. You see. So that can only mean one thing. If I haven't done it, then an intruder has gone in and used my phone number, my email, and my national insurance details, of which I get sanctioned government payments via universal credit legitimately, you see. So it can't be a case, we can't have a case where I'm receiving state benefit, which I'm due to receive in the early hours of this evening, tomorrow morning, and somebody use my details and prevent me from getting a business loan. For whatever peevish, ridiculous, fraudulent reason.
Yeah. So I'll add that to it then, sir. Like I said, we'll send it on to the MFIB and then they'll analyse the information and get back to you usually within 28 days about what action they're planning to take on this, what happens next with it.
That's great because I think what's all important, I mean, obviously when they do their own internal inquiries, they'll immediately see what's happened, but I think what they need to see is the actual screen grab of the actual error mishandled exception on my laptop, you see. And obviously that provides the detailed picture of the time, the date, the geolocation, and that it was punched in by myself, you see. And it was screen grabbed by myself, which means it's me that's punched in the personal details. So if it's preventing me, it means somebody's already used the details without my conscious consent, you see.
So you've got information and you say screenshots and what else will go there?
No, they need to see the Bureau, when they're investigating this, they'll need to see that screenshot. But because I don't have the facility to get to the screenshot to them, and I'm not using online my online account because Action Fraud advised me not to, with it constantly being breached, it's very difficult for me to get this screen grab to yourselves or the screen grab to the Bureau. So I think if you put in the report that the Bureau need to see the screen grab, because once they see that, they will see that the details have been duplicated, i.e. they've been punched in elsewhere remotely without my consent. Therefore, that leading to direct prosecution and fraud, because obviously there has been no consent by myself, Jeffrey Thomas Heathcote, residing here at 148 Gordon Road, Harborne, Birmingham, you see. So whoever that intruder is a clear definition of not me, i.e. not me. No, that's just a fraudster stealing my details. Yeah, they're aware of the situation, and the government are aware of the situation, and the police are aware of the situation, both Scotland Yard and the FBI, because there's been problems in the United States, and a report was issued to the FBI a few years ago, but we've got an issue now where that's still ongoing. It's not as frequent, and this copying aspect has narrowed down, but we've got an incident now this morning where I've gone to apply for a loan, and then that's just been prevented because the duplicative details are already in the system without me punching anything in. So somebody's already done it before I've done it, which can't be accepted on any level, can it?
Yeah, of course. So we'll put it through to the police for their advice on what can happen next with it then.
Yeah, and then we'll see what West Midlands Police do. And then we'll see what West Midlands Police do. They either respond or they choose to ignore the situation, which I'll take immediate legal action if they don't respond, with effective measures to prevent and stop this constant duplication and copying of my details. It's my private information and it's my national insurance. I mean, I'm 48 years old. I've been paying national insurance payments all my life in 1,000 different jobs. I'm not going to put with it anymore where some intruder can just come in via the back door of a laptop, mobile, phone or whatever, steal details, input details, just to cover legal circumstances, so they can get away with certain things and receive financial rewards because of it. I'm not going to put up with it for another minute longer.